Okay, I have this question for you. Can you actually forget your mother language, your native language, your first language, the language mama and papa taught you how to speak? Am I crazy? Am I crazy? I don't know. But can you really forget it? Stay tuned to find out. Well, this can happen. It actually happened to me. You see, I used to speak Spanish all the time. It is my native language, but one day I was fortunate enough to move to North America and I lived in the States and Canada. And even though I call home like once a week or twice a month, I started losing Spanish. Why? Because I wanted to learn English so bad that I just said to myself that I had to like stop speaking Spanish and all my new friends like it sounds bad, but actually since I wanted to learn English so bad, I told myself I better start making friends with non-Spanish speaking people. Why? Because I wanted to use English. So progressively my English started going up and my Spanish started decaying. It's normal, right? So whenever I called home or whenever I went back home, people started saying just like, oh, oh, mira el gringo, mira ese gringo, oh, no sabe hablar, no sabe hablar español, pendejo. Se le olvidó el español, mira, pendejo. You see? So, yes, it was embarrassing, but I couldn't help it. And people just thought that I was pretending like I was like acting up, I was like being stuck up, like snobby. But this is a natural process. If you don't use it, you lose it. I mean, it also happened to me with Italian. I used to be fluent in Italian before I left home to go to North America, but because I didn't practice enough, I lost it. I mean, it's normal. So now, as I am living in yet another country, I've seen that process started to manifest itself. Like here, the first language that I will use here is French. So now English and Spanish took the back seat. I'm fortunate enough to be in a situation in which I can speak Spanish at home with my family. And I have to speak English at work because I'm a teacher. So I keep practicing, but every now and then I feel that I can feel French creeping up. But this process is normal, and this process is called language attrition. Let me repeat that for you. Language attrition, which is a process in which either when you start learning a second language, your first language takes a hit, or the second possibility is that you move to a different country in which you change the first language that is being used, so your own language starts suffering. But I've experienced both of these issues. First, when I was in North America, my Spanish like took a hit, and as my English went up. And now that I'm in France, not only my Spanish but my English took a hit and started deteriorating because of French. So there you go. It is possible. I mean, it's just my story, but if something similar happens to you, and it will happen if you start like getting deep into the new language, or better yet, if you move to a different country. So don't be afraid, don't be ashamed, don't be embarrassed. People are going to talk. They're going to call you names. People are going to tell you that you think you are better than them, that you forgot your country, your roots, your culture. And it hurts. It hurts real bad, but just don't pay attention to them. Because it is normal, it is completely natural. When you start learning one language and not using the other, maybe you won't forget it, but you will start sounding less and less like a native speaker of that language, and it will take you time to get your language back. I don't want to make you panic, but it is true. It takes some time, but you will get it. So, to summarize, language attrition is a normal process, it's a natural process, and it happens when you start using one language or more than another, be it your first language, which was in my which was my case when I moved to North America, so I started using more English than Spanish, or in the second case, it can mean that you change countries, for example, and the first language that you start using starts uh, encroaching on your first language or on a language that you came to master, like it was my case. So now I'm speaking French most of the time, and my Spanish, my native language, is deteriorating, and my second language is also deteriorating. Why? Because maybe French and English are competing to see which one is my second language. So it is only normal that English starts deteriorating. So there you go. Yes, you can eventually forget your own language if you don't use it. It will take you some time to get it back if you start acting fast, but if you just let it slide and don't use it, you lose it. So if you liked this video and you feel like being generous, hit that like button. And if you want to see more videos like this one, click on the subscribe button, and I hope to see you soon. Remember, this was the Language Monk. Bye bye.